Peace, peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now. The reason why it's so important for us to be following our hearts right now, uh, other than the reason that, of course, we're moving into these higher dimensions and things will move more fluently if we're in alignment with higher self and alignment with source. But I just caught, a little download on the vibe of, because a lot of us have had, say, for instance, vibrations of like, hey, man. And I even had some vibrations of this before of, like, possibly certain areas not being here no more. Like, hey, at one time, New Orleans ain't gonna be there, or California might come off the coast of America, and all these different things. But you realize, for one, the importance of us being in the moment, and the importance of us, also like why source kind of threads the needle at informing us on what's next. You know what I'm saying? And I remember somebody using an example in one of their stories about, like, say for instance, if you're dealing with the situation of looking for the one for you, like I'm looking for the one, and not say looking, but like you ready for that one. And say, for instance, what if you came across that person and the universe told you, like, hey, that's that person, that's the one, you know? It's possible that from our egoic mind getting a hold of that, we could micromanage the situation and actually mess it up. Like, being like, oh my God, that's the one. Like, well, I better do this. I gotta do that. And then instead of being yourself, instead of going with the flow of the energy, you know what I'm saying? Now you dressing up things and like, oh man, that's supposed to be my husband or my wife, or or my mate forever, or whatever. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? You'll mess around almost, or possibly end up messing it up. More than bringing it together if you knew that information. And the same thing like with disasters in certain places. Like, imagine if we fully got told, like everybody, like, hey, this spot gonna be fucked up, this spot gonna be fucked up, this spot. People be like, well, fuck, I might as well quit even living in this spot and dealing with, what I'm dealing with, in this moment. Well, in the moment, it's meant for us to be in certain areas dealing with certain energies. And, regardless of what's to come in the future, is like, this is our now. As the time come, we'll know the importance of the now, or the importance of us having to move around out of certain situation due to a disaster or whatever. But in the moment, if our now is not screaming like, hey, no, don't go there, you know what I'm saying, then don't get caught up in these futuristic, apocalyptic ideas that we may get on a psychic level. But again, it's like following our heart, so the ego don't get carried away in the essence of, again, knowing certain information. If I told you, again, just like, well, I use the analogy of, like, when we playing out this game, you know what I'm saying? If I tell you how to play the game, it's like, oh, fuck, I don't even want to play it no more. I don't even want to do this no more because, told me everything, you know what I'm saying? So that's another aspect of why we don't, get, like, if you're wondering why, like, well, man, why I can't just know everything right now? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a part of the situation. We signed up, you know what I'm saying? And when we say signed up, like, just basically as souls on the human experience, and just souls are that aspect of the primordial no thing, that nothingness that we come from, a part of us, dropping down into different, aspects of ourselves, and, just like the tree of life, dropping down in ignorance in order to, be able to experience, aspects of itself. So, again, God dropping down in order to experience itself, and gain wisdom from a physical experience, and not just because, say for instance, if everything all was just one and all was just in this high vibrational state all the time, then we lack in knowledge in the essence of shit. If I'm source or God that ain't never been on the physical level before, then then I'm missing some knowledge or experience, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So this sphere of reality, you know, was created, and whether you see it as our near galaxy, because it ain't just this, like, it's a fractality of infiniteness expanding infinitely on all levels. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't put no number on any of this. We just do this from a human aspect for us to kind of grasp, certain ideas of, where we come from and who we really are and things of this nature. But for the most part, like, it's infinite beyond our little minds, conceptual. I don't know what I was gonna say, but it's beyond our minds capability of conceptualizing the information, in essence, or intellectualizing the information. But again, we're told to follow our heart, so the ego don't get carried away. Because again, if you were told, hey, that person sitting over there is you know the person of your dream, like, that's the one right there. Like, oh shit, let me go over there and talk to him. Or let me do this, you know what I'm saying, so I could get their attention, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, however, male or female, however it works, but it's like, but you could get in the mode of, again, like, where the ego trying to micromanage it on a conscious level, instead of, if you didn't know it, you would just kind of just feel a vibe, like, man, I feel like that person won. I don't know. I'm gonna just be in the moment about it, and I may speak, may not, but like, you'll have an approach that's more you being you, instead of it being clouded by the filter of you being told that, because a filter is something that could shape our perception of a certain situation, and for a small definition, of course. But again, that filter of knowing, like, that's the one, then you gonna egoic mind, like, oh man, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and then you may be all nervous and nutting up to where you don't even really, you may blow it again. You know what I'm saying? And the same aspect with us dealing with money, like, a lot of beings, feel the vibe, oh no, forget money or this and that. Like, the actual money, like, we'll get to a point where we're not using, like, the actual paper bills and stuff like that. But here it is, now it's the vibrate. What's important for our now is to outplay people in the game we allow to be set up. You know what I'm saying? So hey, we allow for all the bullshit to happen as reincarnating souls. We allow for bullshit to get where it's at right now, to even the reason why, and we say bullshit because this is a part of experience. But from the human 3D level, you know what I'm saying, we allow for this in past lives to even be here. So as much as you want to complain about money or capitalism, you played the game of allowance to let it in. Now you got to play the game of going into the belly of the beast and cutting it open from the inside, as far as, like, dealing with certain capitalistic vibes in a manner where it's like going in order to break it down. You know what I'm saying? But it has to start from somewhere right now, and it doesn't start from us just all like, oh, kumbaya, my lord, just give up everything and go in the woods. Now, part of that does help for some of us to go off grid right now, and kind of take ourselves out of the workplace, so the workplace could take a hit. Like, these certain companies ain't got that many workers because a lot of us, kind of, off the grid, dealing with ourselves in whatever way, form, or fashion. But again, realizing, coffee. I do not suggest that for anybody. I'm just being my unique self, dealing with my little energies. But again, with the money aspect, now is the vibrate, until we break it down and turn it into something else. But again, it takes us using the funds of the little game, of this corporation called America, using these funds in order to break down the fun system, you know what I'm saying? Because as we get to a place of, you know, being somebody who people paying attention to, which means in essence your words gonna bring a stronger, it's gonna touch people. You know, matter of fact, shout out to the artist Tobin Nwigwe, if I'm saying it right. But like how he said with being an artist, he like, man, I want to be an artist on such a level where I reach people. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, if I'm a houseless person under a bridge with a little sign that said, you know, let's all get along. Let's just say, and let's not use it like, but just to say they got a sign that really got some sauce to the message on it. Like it's like it's really saying like, hey, we're all one or this and that. You know what I'm saying? And not you know again, it's not a level of whose message is better or not. You know, that ain't the thing. But which message is reaching further? The person who, you know, got the abundance of source flowing through them and allowing for that message to reach, you know, multiple beings at once. You know, so it's allowing for a rapid change because like multiple people seeing this, or you know, the slower change where, you know, hey, people is passing under underpass or whatever, you know, or wherever you may be, but you know, and the message sticking, you know what I'm saying? But how effective is it? You know, and I look at it for myself, where balancing myself out, where at first my approach was to, you know, make sure I do, you know, do my YouTube channel and deal with business on a quote unquote, you know, for lack of a better word, average Joe type of level, but on a level where, you know, not following the old business construct in order to show people that, hey, anybody could do this and you don't need all these little high fancy things that they say you need. You know, that's part of the aspect of me dealing with it, you know, present myself in that manner, but also realizing though, you know, like to a certain extent, you know, which I know is gonna build up as I go, but in the moment, you know, it is you know, by me doing that, I'm missing out on reaching out to even more people, because I don't have my YouTube channel and certain things dressed up in a certain, you know, business savvy or whatever type of manner that really catches people's eyes. Like I don't set up things to. Of course, I done played the game of, you know, grab the reptilian mind. And what's funny, once I show myself I could do so, and I know how it go, you know, as far as like, you know, hey, you just do the magic, you're helping anyway, so it ain't like you're using magic to manipulate people in a harmful way, and it's not necessarily manipulate people, but like say for instance, with I always use the example of my pineal gland video, where, you know, posting that, like with that title, I knew that was like, you know, pulling to the reptile. I could do a title to pull in views, you know, it's like almost 100,000 views on that video, you know, like due to the title, you know, the title being like, you know, it, and it reaches out, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. So as much as I could be like, oh man, but I didn't want to, you know, use little reptilian brain tricks to put people in. But again, it wasn't like I put people into a message that was harmful to them. And again, it's about, you know, being able to reach out and you know, touch their platform. So, you know, that abundance being lined up. But not till I kind of went somewhat ranting off, not off subject, but you know, but again, just back to the point of, you know, now is the vibrate, you know, and again, more so at now, why we get into a place of being so, you know, in alignment with the heart chakra, or just in alignment with the heart, you know, with the soul, the inner guidance, you know, in general, you know, and stepping away from that egoic mind, you know, relating to things from the egoic mind perspective. You know, again, because the egoic mind could get a hold to, you know, and again, certain future information, you know, may throw us off of our journey in the moment. You know, if you find out that the whole America gonna be underwater, let's just say, you know what I'm saying, you find out the whole America gonna be underwater, well, shit, you might just like up and just say fuck everything in a manner where you're not finishing out little work that you got in the moment to be doing right here. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's constant work, whether this motherfucker go underwater or not. You know, it's certain souls that we connecting and working out different, you know, karmic energies within this moment. And it might be meant for you to work out a certain karmic energy with some beings that's in America right now. But if you heard, if you caught wind of that message or something, you know, as I say, too early, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying? You know, move before you finish doing your work. So that's why another thing too, you know, it's like right when that message is needed, it comes through. You know, that's why again that trust in the inner guidance. Again, check out my video on surrender. It was a pretty good video. I did it recently. Matter of fact, probably about. Matter of fact, now is the vibrate that playlist a point to videos that kind of point with just how to handle ourselves with being in the moment, you know, and the different little tricks that the egoic mind may use. And I also got a playlist that deals with the ego as well, but I definitely know for sure I got more videos under the now is the vibrate video. But you know, again, being in the moment, you know, right now, cause again, without following our heart, you know, we could get in that egoic mind vibe and go to micromanage. And we all, again, as a part of growth, we all done, at some point possibly slipped up and got into this place. You know, we coming from a place where we was always letting our mind, you know, rule us like that in essence. So of course, you know, like a little boxing match, you could forget how nifty the ego is, and it might pop, like sneak a little punch, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh shit, I forgot about that little punch right there, you know what I'm saying? You gotta put your guard, but you guard back up on a much, you know, stronger level, you know what I'm saying? You're able to parry those punches, you know what I'm saying? Block right, you know what I'm saying? And counter, you know, parry, throw down that punch and bam. You know, come with yours. But that's basically it, y'all. Peace. Peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Again, following the heart, being in alignment with inner guidance. Very key. Peace, peace, y'all.